Have you ever wondered why relationships are so hard today? What is making relationships crumble so easily? Why are we not able to have long-lasting relationship? What could be the reason? I've been thinking on those thoughts, and there are some reasons I can come up with. One of the main reasons could be lack of preparation. The romantic movies and novels have painted such a euphoric picture or a picture-perfect image in our minds about long-lasting relationships that we are not aware of the demands of a good relationship. A lasting relationship demands sacrifices, resisting compromises and unconditional love. But now, we are not prepared to make sacrifices and we are resisting compromises. And it is making it difficult for us to have a long-lasting relationship. We expect the other partner to love us unconditionally, yet we fail when we have to do the same. We are not willing to put the time, effort, and emotions that we need to nurture a thriving relationship. That is why we find it difficult to have a long-lasting relationships today. Another point I can think of is need for instant gratification. We live in a world now of I need it now. The Insta mentality. We live in an Insta world, whether it can be our food cravings or fashion cravings. We have n number of apps to fulfill that within minutes. Unfortunately, this Insta mentality has seeped into our expectations of a partner, and we are seeking an Insta partner. Unfortunately, we see that relationships don't work that way. One sign of delayed response or gratification, we are ready to jump overboard, we are ready to board another ship instead of working it together. Sadly, this doesn't create the space for love to mature and flourish. And we are letting go of relationships prematurely. Our lack of perseverance and commitments leaves us with shallow connections and unfulfilled relationships. Chasing after thrills in place of a true connection, fleeting relationships, friends with benefits have become the new norms of life, rather than seeking someone who is able to understand our thoughts, our feelings. That is what is happening today. We are blinded by our desire for adventure and instant thrills. Nothing wrong in any of this, but we are prioritizing the temporary highs, movies, parties, sex, excitement over meaningful relationships. The next reason I can think of is the busy me. One more primary reason why long-lasting relationship doesn't work in today's world or is not working right now is because of the 4-letter word busy, which is eating most of our time. If we are not caught up in the Insta race, we are entrapped in the busy race. We use the phrase I am busy as an excuse to avoid investing time and emotions in a relationship. I think many can agree to this. We are too busy to make relationships work. Material success has overthrown emotional intimacy, leaving very little room for meaningful connections. Our focus has become more on external validation and fleeting pleasure, and it has made us to neglect the beauty of human connection. We have lost sight of love's transformative power, and we are settling instead for shallow, transactional relationship. The other reason I can think of is the real versus real. While technology has made connection easier, it has also created distance between us. We are so connected with the virtual world that we are losing touch with the real world. We rely more on digital communication, but we are sacrificing deep personal connections and intimate moments. Our generation is struggling with commitment, fearing that settling down will stifle our freedom. We want to enjoy everything. We want to do everything what the world is offering us. This mindset has created a culture of impermanence where relationships are just disposable. Very sadly, in today's disposable culture, we often treat relationships like disposable products. Just use and throw. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, just throw. If we continue down this path, we'll be left with a broken world plagued by selfishness, greed, lust, and devoid of genuine, lasting relationships. It's time for us to acknowledge the real work involved in building and sustaining meaningful relationships. Only then can we develop the resilience, empathy, and devotion necessary to create lasting love. The good old book says, how can two walk together unless they agree? In order to build a long-lasting relationship, partners have to agree on the essentials that will enhance their relationship. This is like laying the foundation for a lasting relationship. What are the essentials to agree upon? Quickly, I would like to suggest these 4 essentials. The first one, seek the interest of the other person. In this very self-centered world, many a times we look at only ourselves. But there is a verse that points to us saying, look at the interests of others rather than your own interests. So let's look at the other person's interests. Secondly, invest on matters that keeps you stick together, that helps you to stick together. It can be faith, it can be hobbies, it can be your interest. What are those right causes and interests that is bonding you together, that is gluing you together? Look at those things and build on that. Thirdly, weed out attitudes, habits, and people who are harmful for the relationships. They are like the parasites who can eat up on your relationship. Work at removing these weeds from your own life and even from your relationship. Fourthly, in my observation, couples who have God at the center are more grounded in their relationship. When you are able to look at that Father in heaven, you are more grounded and strong in your relationship.